Welcome back, football fans. Now it's time to talk about the NFC's picture, and it's just as wild and crazy as the AFC is. There's still quite a bit to be settled, and it can all be settled this week, much like what the AFC is. So let's get to it. Let's go. Let's take a look, team by team, at what's going on in the NFC playoff picture. I seriously doubt that anyone had the Seahawks at number one in the NFC this late in the season. 2 weeks left, and here they are leading the entire conference. All thanks to a big win against the Rams, the big overtime win on Thursday Night Football to kick off Week 16. So there they are, number one in the conference, and they can get everything. Yeah, but first off, they got to get the division. The Seahawks can win the division with a win, a Rams loss or tie, and a Niners loss or tie. If they tie, the Rams and Niners both have to lose. As for number one, they have to win, the Rams lose and tie, and Bears Niners has to end tied. The Seahawks are in Charlotte, playing against the kind of red hot Carolina Panthers. That should be interesting. Well, the Bears won their version of the Super Bowl on Saturday with their big win, and now they have a pretty good sized lead in the NFC North, a game and a half over the Packers. They also have a chance at the number one seed. Now, they kind of need help when it comes to that. When it comes to the division, they control their own destiny now. All they have to do is beat the Niners on Sunday Night Football, and they get it. If the Packers tie before the Bears take the field, the Bears get it with a win or a tie. They can also get the division if we, God forbid, lose on Saturday night. But yeah, so it's going to be pretty interesting this week. Christmas came early for the Eagles on Saturday night as they beat the Commanders and took the NFC East. The first time that division had back-to-back division winners in almost 20 years. Regarding the Eagles, they really can't clinch anything else. They're out of it for the number one seed. The highest they can do is two, and they're going to need help to get that. They need to win out and hope that either we win the division, or if the Bears do, they have less than 12 wins. Because if those two teams end up tied, Chicago has head to head. So the Eagles can get two or three, but no lower than three. It's amazing what this team's been doing, isn't it? They've been missing their entire team due to injury, yet here they are at 11-4, and they're within range of the NFC West. They clinched the playoff spot on Sunday, a day before they took the field in Indy on Monday, and they have a pretty good chance at the division. Now they can't clinch the division this week. No. But they could overall they could do it by winning out. They really control their own destiny. If they win out, they win the division, and they play the Seahawks to end the regular season. Now that could possibly, depending on how things turn out, that could possibly end the regular season and serve as game two, number 272 of the season. It would be the second. It would be the second straight year that we had a game like that where the division and the number one seed were on the line. Remember last year we had the Lions and Vikings playing for the NFC North and the number one seed to end the regular season. We could have it again if things kind of work out well in the NFC West. As a fan of a team outside the NFL that's in a group of what division, the Colorado Avalanche, including the Central Division of the NHL, I sympathize with the Rams. They had number one. They had a number one seed pretty much for a number of weeks, but they had the Seahawks and the Niners pretty much on their tails. One false move and they would fall quite a bit in the standings. Sure enough, that's what happened. They've lost 2 out of 3. Now, 2 out of 3 is not a bad skid. It's not like losing 4 out of 5, 5 out of 6, or God forbid 6 out of 7 like Indy did. But when you're in that division, it's pretty much the same thing. You know what happened? They lost 2 out of 3, and what happened? They fell from first place to third in the division, and they fell from number one in the conference to 6. That's how crazy the NFC West is. Now they still have a shot at winning the division, but they have to win out and they need some help. San Francisco could just win out and that'll be it, but they need to win out, and I think the Niners and Seahawks can't have to lose out. Now the Rams are in Atlanta for Monday Night Football, the last regular season Monday game of the year. So those are the teams that are going. Those 5 teams I just named: the Seahawks, the Eagles, the Rams, and the Niners. they have all clinched playoff spots the last few weeks. There's still two. There's still two left, and there's still four teams looking to get those two spots, and they are as follows. Oh man, again, I love train wreck divisions. I've loved them for years because of how bad the teams are. It creates doer, situations. And the NFC South has been that messy division for the last like 4 years now, and this year's no exception. And we have a new leader for the first time in a couple years: the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers beat the Buccaneers in Charlotte first meeting of the season to take over the lead in the division, it puts Tampa Bay in the rare distinction of facing elimination. The Bucks have made the playoffs every year in this decade. They haven't missed the playoffs since 2019, and they're on the verge of elimination. They could be eliminated this week. Now, Carolina overall, if they win out, they win the division. Well, really, if they just win next week, they win the division. This week's kind of irrelevant, but it's not. Carolina can clinch the division this week. They have to win, and the Bucks have to lose or tie. If they tie, the Bucks have to lose. Now, if the division is still up for grabs on the final week, then we get Panthers at Bucks, the rematch from this past week. We get Panthers at Bucks, final week of the season, and if it comes to that, if the division comes to that game, that's going to end the season. Expect it to end the season because it's winner take all. Winner gets the division, you lose, that's it. Season's over. So if that rematch next week is needed to determine the NFC South, that's going to end the division. That's going to end the season. That's going to be the 272nd game of this year, and it will be on NBC Sunday Football and be a winner take all game. I expect that to happen. I'm going to be a bit candid here, a bit honest. When we lost, I was devastated, heartbroken, and I was just speechless. I've wanted Jordan Love to have a home playoff game ever this year. I've wanted that. He hasn't had it this year. If you win a division, you get at least one. Losing to the Bears like that, especially with the injuries that befell us, that hurt. But we have some good news. Jordan Love could be back to start Saturday against the Ravens. More good news, because the Lions lost, that helped us because now we control our own destiny as far as getting in. As far as just getting in, which is step one, all we have to do, win or tie, that's it. That is it. All we have to do is win or tie, and we're in. But that's Saturday. We can actually clinch as early as Christmas Day because the Lions play on Christmas Day. And if the Lions lose or tie, then the Packers are playoff bound. As for the division, that's where it gets interesting. We are a game and a half behind. Now, if we make that up evenly, we win the division. By that, I mean we have to win out, and the Bears can't win either game. They can tie one, but they can't win one. They don't have to completely lose out, because if the Bears and Packers finish with identical records, we get the division on division record. And like I said, we host the Ravens, but after that we go to Minnesota to end the regular season. And finally, we have the Lions. Now, I said the Lions were going to go down, but I didn't have this happening. I didn't have them facing elimination this early. But that's what's happening. They could be eliminated as early as Thursday. If they lose or tie against the Vikings, the Lions season is over after winning 15 games last year. They're only way they are a game and a half behind us with two to go, and they have to win out and we have to lose out, because if the Packers and Lions have identical records, Packers have head to head, so that puts the Lions out. But the Lions, they're on the road in division games in Minnesota, then in Chicago. And that is a look at the NFC playoff picture. If you like this video, click the like button. If you're on YouTube, click subscribe. If you want more, if you're on TikTok and Instagram, feel free to get that follow button and that link in blue. That's my story on Vocal. Check it out when you can. And the next time I talk football, I will recap the Christmas games, hopefully with the good news that the Lions lost and we're in. So stay tuned and have a good holiday.